TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.
What's up, fam? This is Big Q from the Sports Coma. Much love to the family members. Appreciate y'all. The PRO Media Network is back at it again. Last year, we gave away several PS4s and games. So this year, we're raffling off a PS5. To enter for your chance to win, simply click the link below and fill out all the necessary information to be eligible. Sign up for the raffle. It's $25 to enter. You gain an opportunity to win a system, the PS5 system. Like I said, it's a one remote and everything in it that goes with the full system. These things are hard to come by. It could be yours. Into the raffle today, $25 get you in. There's also a deal when you buy more than one ticket to up your chances of winning. Jump in there. It also benefits the platform as well. So feel free to sign up for the first annual PS5 raffle from the Pro Media Network. Thank you for participating and much love. Big ups to you.
Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons. We won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, Who That Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Do you feel less pressure playing quarterback here than you did in Tampa?
I think when you got a great team that's around you, you definitely can, be a little bit more confident because you know that, you're going to get opportunity after opportunity with a great defense. You could depend on a great offensive line and one of the best running backs in the league.
And there's a narrative going around, bear with me on this, that there's no trust yet between you and Sean Payton. How do you feel about that? You feel that he trusts you?
Well, I know I trust him with everything I got, and I'm getting adjusted to his system. Like this is his team. He's been here for a long amount of time, so I have to fit in. When you've had so much success as a head coach, with your offense, with the way that you do things. I'm getting adjusted to that, and I've been loving it. I've been loving how efficient we've been being. I've been loving it, having a lot off my plate, but obviously I want more, but that has to be earned, and week by week, I'm going to have opportunity to earn it.
Speaking of Sean, after last week's game, he said, you can't get it back. It is what it is, but it's important that everybody learns something from this. So now that you've had a little time to digest and watch film, what did you learn?
Yeah, we have to finish. I think that's one of the most important things. Like with the type of people we have on this team, like we have finishers. But in a game like that, especially at home or really wherever you're at, you have to finish as a unit, offense, defense, special teams, and we have to step on our opponent's neck. Like it's as simple as that. Like we have to pace our will over them and finish that game with a victory.
How do you practice that?
That's a mentality. You don't practice that. That comes from where you come from. And we got a lot of guys like that. We got a lot of guys that are just winners. Sean Payton, he's a winner. We know how to win here. And that's one of the keys to winning is finishing your opponent when they're down and not allowing them to come back.
Jameis, when you broke down the game tape from this one, and I know the finish wasn't what you wanted, but how did you grade your own performance? What did you think about how you played?
This was probably one of my better games this year, but we didn't finish, and I promise you I'd rather play a game where I didn't like my tape and we win than I play a game where I say, hey, I did okay and we lose. Like, that's just not in my DNA. Like, I would rather win than anything.
You talked a lot about the one 2 weeks ago that threw up to Callaway in the end zone and he went and got it, and whether or not that was a decision, whatever. There didn't seem to be any dangerous throws at all in this game. Would you agree with that? That you were able to stay out of problematic situations?
Yeah, coach really helped me get into a nice rhythm. We got hot, toward the end of the second half. Really heading to the fourth, we got real hot there. So I was thankful that he got me into a nice rhythm. But I mean, some games you're gonna have to make plays like that, and some games you just have games like that where good things happen. But obviously we didn't win. So,
Jameis, what is your take on Alvin Kamara's lack of targets in the passing game? I know in this game he was used differently after Tony left. But is that something you want to get more involved?
Alvin is probably my primary almost, and defenses know that. So it's their job to take away our best player. But when you take away our best player, he's still getting a buck on you every week. That's the best part of playing quarterback with a guy who is as versatile as him. Defense fear him more in the passing game than they do in the running game. But I do believe that we're doing some good things in the passing game that's going to open up him a little bit more with these weeks to come.
A minute ago, Jameis, when Jeff asked you about the trust between Sean's trust in you, you said you have to earn that. Do you feel like in this game, maybe once you look at the tape, that maybe you did earn some of that?
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, this man has been here for 16 plus years, and he's been coaching Drew Brees, a Hall of Fame quarterback. Like, our relationship in terms of like handing me over the keys, like this is something that like he just didn't hand over the keys to Drew in his first 4 games. Like, this is a relationship that's going to be built, and obviously as we find more of an identity offensively, we're going to have different things that like he trusts me more in this situation than that situation, right? Like, that's how football works, right? That's like me with a receiver. Like, I'm gonna trust a certain receiver in this situation versus that situation. So it's really just a feel, because he's our play caller too, and when you got a guy like Alvin Kamara, and when you got trust in this dominant defense that we've had here, you have to be that way. You know what I'm saying? You got to trust your gut, and he's been really good at doing that. So like I said, like, I trust him, so I know that's gonna come.
Do you feel like maybe you guys haven't totally found the identity on offense yet?
I think early in the season, you're always searching for like, what is that? Like how can we best function as an offense? But I think after we get a nice self scout after this game and get into the bye, get some guys healthy back on the offensive side, I think we'll start finding that identity. But at the end of the day, as long as we find wins, like you can find the identity. But the key part is finishing and finding a way to win the football game.
After the game, he told y'all, you can't get it back. It is what it is, but make sure you learn something. Now that you had time to digest that one, what did you learn about yourself?
I don't know if you ever fully digest a loss, but with every loss, I mean, even in every win, there's always a lesson to be learned. When we think about what we wanted to do, there were some communication problems that we had early on that I think we corrected. We walked into the fourth quarter. You figure what was the score? 21-10. And we ended up losing 27-21. That's, you put it on defense. You put it on us not making enough stops. You feel like when you have a game plan, you would like to fully execute it, and when done so the correct way, you have sort of a compatible situation for yourselves in terms of execution to the outcome of the game. We didn't have that. There was something that fell off, and I think we addressed that and have addressed that today in practice. Whether it be some missed tackles, whether it be our D-line not getting enough penetration, we've got to be a better defense, and we're going to put it on us before we ever put it out in the world.
Was there something they did that surprised you that was able to get Jones better protection?
At the end of the day, not really. Again, it was more us than them. You look at the film, And there was a couple times we could have had some TFLs. They ended up making some plays. There was a couple times where it could have been, deaded before the first down marker. They made a couple plays. I mean, we've got talented people. At the end of the day, you can't ever, I wouldn't say overlook anybody, but you can't not dominate them all 4 quarters. You let them squeak by, you let them stay around, and then the fourth quarter they ended up winning. Ended up going in overtime, ended up winning at the final minutes.
From a pass rush standpoint, would you say that it wasn't good enough?
I can say all that I want to. At the end of the day, we lost. I mean, whether I feel any type of way about it, got to be better from this point forward.
Did everything you saw, do you feel like it's all fixable?
Absolutely. I think that we've shown, in our wins how dominant we can be, and again in our losses, we've also shown we're vulnerable. You can't ever show that vulnerability on a Sunday. Any given Sunday is for a reason.
So, and I know that the number of sacks doesn't necessarily equate to effective defending.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, how are you on the amount of times you guys are getting to the quarterback?
I feel like we can always get to the quarterback more. I mean, we're talking to a defensive lineman. I would love to have 6 defensive linemen on the field on any third down situation. But the moral story is we've got to be better as what we have on the field. We could always look for more. We could always look like why the scheme wasn't working here or there. We can always point our fingers out, but it starts with us. So it has to be on me. It has to be on whoever's on the field at the time, whether it be Malcolm Roach, Tano, or Carl Granderson, or Young Payton. It is what it is. We have to be better.
Is it harder to get to the quarterback from that 3-man front? Is it or you have better looks when it's 4 as opposed to 3? Is that kind of what you were saying there about the number of defensive
I'm saying we have to be better. At the end of the day, I said we could arbitrate all you want about how best to affect the quarterback. It starts with the D-line, so it starts with me.
The last few seasons, this is about the time when y'all put together a really good run. What's going to be the key to this team finding the consistency that you found in the past?
Probably winning.
How do you get to that?
There we go. Our defense being sound. I mean, again, you look at the tape. It's a tale of 2 tales. Probably from the first 3 quarters to the quarter and overtime. You have to be a consistent defense. You had a lot of 3 and outs. We had a lot of third and favorables, and we have to have that the entire game. We can't let squeaky plays happen. They figure I saw 15 points to get put on the board from all of 3 plays. They had 2 long bombs, and we talked about not getting beat on anything cheap. We let that happen again. It's more us than them.
You said squeaky plays.
Explosive plays. Would that be the better term for it?
I was just curious as to why you use that word.
Because when a bomb happens, it's not like you're expecting that one, huh? It is what it is.
How are your yo-yo skills? I heard you were pretty good.
I'm not even going to speak on that because we're not trying to be a yo-yo type team. We're trying to be consistent. So catch me in the off season.
That was the message. Basically, you don't want to be up and down.
Don't want to be up and down. You want to be a consistent level team. You always want to be climbing. To have a drop is not something you want to do. You don't want to be a yo-yo type team. That's what I got for it, anyways.
In a matchup with Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones can get outside the pocket. How much emphasis is put from a pass rush perspective on containing and not letting guys get outside, and how effectively you did that?
I mean, in this day and age, almost every quarterback, albeit the one in the South in our division, is mobile. So you have runners at quarterback. You know how to handle them. We face faster. We'll face faster, and we have to be better as a defense.
The guy Sunday likes to extend plays, make plays last a while.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like rushing in those kind of games?
I like rushing in anytime we're in a winning position. I like rushing in anytime we're in a third and favorable. I love rushing when we have 7 defensive linemen on the field. I love rushing.
Yeah, that yo-yo question was dumb. Yeah,
whatever it takes to win is why I love playing this game.
But do you look at it
that's Cam Jordan, man, and Cam is letting them know we got to win, we got to do better, and I agree with Cam, man. A lot of people being hard on Cam this year. He really catching it from a lot of the great Saint think tank who usually have Cam's back. This time around, it's not being reciprocated. A lot of people putting the blame on Cam. 0 sacks and pass rush. I don't quite do that. I think the team wins collectively as a whole. Much love to the great Saint think tank, and like I've been saying for some time now, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. I'm Big Q. I'm in the building. Much love to the great Saint think tank. coming at you, family. This Hump Day edition. Much love to the families. I'm kind of doing two things at one. I'm doing a live stream for the Sports Coma, but monitoring the Pelicans for tonight. We're doing the Pelican post-game report recap of the Pelicans and Magic matchup. So I'm kind of doing two things at once. I do this quite often, man. I was looking at the game. Pelicans trailing right now 33-24, 8:51 on the clock. So much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all being here in the live stream. Big ups to you guys as we get going in this one. Like I said, I won't hold you too long because I got to prepare for the next show. But big ups to the fam, and I appreciate each and every last one of y'all chiming in the live stream. Big ups to you. Thank you, Tess, for dropping the links. Much love to the mods. And in this episode, fam, we're going to be covering quite a few news notes and item things that have happened over the last couple of days with Coach Payton trying to improve the team going ahead. This one's called TSC Saints Race to Improve with Eyes Toward Returning Players. Is named after the article written by John DeSacer from NewOrleans.com. We're going to cover his article. We're going to get into it. And then, of course, we're going to cover the Wednesday injury report. And, of course, several moves that the Saints are making in an attempt to get better. So with that being said, I'm going to give a who that to all the family members in the Great Saint Think Tank. Much love to y'all. Please feel free, if you hadn't already hit it, to hit the like button to get going in the stream. Much love to you guys. And like I said, I appreciate each and every last one of you guys for doing what you're doing, being who you are. Now, before we get into the stories, I want to go over a quick just make a quick point about last stream. We was kind of rough in last stream, man, going at each other. I don't like to see the Great Saint Think Tank go at each other like that in the stream. I was kind of going through it and monitoring, listening to the various things from the panel, but we was kind of rough in the last stream with each other. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to see us out. If we're going to be rough with anybody, let us be rough with the opposition. Even when some people come in, and a lot of people that listen to the Great Saint Think Tank and the Sports Coma, they enjoy the energy and the vibe, because this is a very unique situation that we have. We are family. We love the Saints. We sharing that love. We sharing that passion. And when we lose, it's almost like we lost collectively. And it is. We take it harder than the team does. If you notice, we take it a lot harder than they do. And many times we really do. And as that such, sometimes we'll go a little bit overboard, but we're not really that bad. But last year that's not what I really want to see from us going at each other. Let's keep it a buck, man. Let's keep it civil up in this piece. Let's not go at each other like that no more, man. Let's respect each other and let's not do that no more. But like I said, going into, we have guys that are coming to the Great Saint Think Tank, like people that's not even Saints people. That's other people, team people, and they just love the camaraderie, the energy, and the way we discuss what goes on, and they enjoy being in here. For those people that come in here, as long as they're not disrespectful, welcome on in, but, like I said, but you got to be respectful in here, man. That's a big move. It's a lot of different people in here that love the stream, that love talking about the Saints. So let's keep it a buck with each other. Let's be real, but let's love each other and care about each other. Respect, man. We got to respect each other up in here. I respect y'all. I love you. I tell y'all that every day. I love and respect each and every last one of y'all for what y'all do and how y'all do it. But listen, we all have to be able to understand the Great Saint Think Tank is a great platform for us to kind of exhale and point out our views, but we got to keep it real and we got to keep it respectful. So with that being said, I'm going to turn and we're going to go into our first article right here. And we'll start off with the article entitled, the name of the show. Let me get it set up here, fam. Let's get it set up here. And this is coming from Mr. John DeShacer, who writes a pretty damn good article. So feel free to go to the NewOrleansSaints.com and share it. So New Orleans Saints race to improve with eyes toward returning players. I see a lot of players coming back at some point and slowly being integrated back into the lineup. John DeSacer putting out the article. He says, you wouldn't expect the Saints coach Sean Payton to be bubbling over with joy in the wake of his 2-2 start, and he isn't. The Saints have a chance to climb over 500 on Sunday in the road game against the Washington football team, 2-2 at FedEx Field and Landover, Maryland. And a quick brief note, family, for tomorrow's stream, we'll have Louis T joining us on the Sports Coma tomorrow. And for those who don't know who Louis T is probably one of the biggest and best podcasters of the Washington football team. He knows his squad. We know our squad. and we're going to have him to chime in to talk about the Saints and about to say the Redskins, the Washington football team. Real weird having a football team without a name, you know what I'm saying? But the Washington football team preview. We're going to do that tomorrow with Louis T. So I appreciate Louis. He's a really good dude, really cool dude. We appreciate him popping up on the Sports Coma. Let's get back into it, fam. All right. After Washington, the Saints will have their bye week before returning. Okay, hold on. I kind of jumped it. It's an NFC opponent, and it's a road game. There are a number of things that I haven't seen that, man, I'm pleased with. And I'm like, and then there are a handful of things you're looking at and wanting to see improvement from. After Washington, the Saints will have their bye week before returning to play a Monday Night Football game, their first primetime game of the season in Seattle against the Seahawks on October the 25th. But at present, Pate said he still is in the filling out process with the Saints. And that's really, that's news right there within itself, that Coach Payton is alluding to that, saying that that would be the case, that it's a filling out process. And we know this, fam. You know, we've been saying this about the process. And even that's why I let the interview kind of play a little longer on Jameis. You heard what Jameis said. You heard Jameis said that when he's made the comment about Drew Brees, that he didn't build a relationship or a repartee within 4 games with Drew Brees. It took years, and then Coach Payton relied on him, and that's a great point. So what he was saying is, have some patience with me over here. But at the same time, Coach Payton needs to have patience with Jameis Winston. On the Patreon special yesterday, we had a good talk about the relationship between the quarterback and the two quarterback system that you're trying to operate. This is a very, very unique offense if you can get it to work. The issue is that, say for instance, if Jameis is on and he's hot and he's making plays, I don't think Taysom should be incorporated as a quarterback when you see him vibing and doing his thing. Why? Because until, like, say for instance, the game goes up and you're up multiple scores and you can sit Jameis down for the next game, you can run Taysom in there and let him do whatever he won't do. But in turn, when Jameis is hot and he's making it work, let's not put Taysom in as a quarterback, because we're talking about rhythm and throwing. He's still trying to learn the system. And if you go back and research, you'll know that there's never been a situation where you've seen, like, consistently and competitively week after week, that he's sharing the QB duties with another quarterback. And then you seeing the ratchetness of the ratcheting up, not ratchetness, ratchet. But the ratcheting up of the usage of Taysom Hill over weeks is going up and up and up and up. Remember, Elvin Kamara, we covered this on the Patreon. If you want to join the Patreon, to get all that great content, they got locked content we do every Tuesday on patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. It's in the link in the description section below. You can get access to all that. As a YouTube member, you can access that information or them shows, those locked shows, via the community page on the YouTube page. But listen, we covered that and went into it and talked about the relationship with Jameis and how he was vibing, he looked good, and then all of a sudden he went down. When you switching quarterbacks in and out of like that and nobody's not used to seeing that or going through that can impact your harmony or your rhythm. And remember, there are football players that are rhythm players, meaning it take a certain amount of reps for them to get going, and then they go like that and they start doing what they need to do. Now, if they sitting down for 2 plays in a row, or it could throw a rhythm off. So we got to be mindful of how could we successfully implement such a system where it won't impact a quarterback when he's in a rhythm, because that's what I think happened. And also, we can't piss off Alvin Kamara, because he had a very good rushing attack, over 100 yards, 26 plus carries, 100 yards, no touchdowns, because Taysom had them both. And, he putting Taysom in on the red zones and all this kind of stuff. I'm telling you off top, that's not going to sit well for very long. I'm just going to keep it real. You're going to be cool up to a fault. Because it's tied to it. Alvin Kamara is your best offensive player. He is. He's better than Taysom Hill. We all know that. Taysom's impactful. He is. But Alvin Kamara, the team is based right now. Alvin Kamara is how the Saints need to win. If offensively stammering and stuttering, they got to use more packages where they implement more offensive linemen to block. Start using the fullback more. It's not hard to figure this stuff out. We got to use the full. We got to act the fullback, and a very good one that came over from Carolina, and Adam Armah, who also can be a tight end for you that can line up in the slot. That's how Joe Brady was using him in Carolina. He's a weapon. So for him to be sitting on the bench and not getting opportunities to come out to help block or open up holes for Alvin Kamara so he can get to the second and third level of the defense is really troublesome to me. And we'll get into it, but I just wanted to drop that about the Jameis Winston thing, because maybe people are not capitulating that. We're not adding that into the equation on what's going on. You keep pulling them in and out and in and out and in and out, and you see Taysom's reps are going up like that. Now you getting the touchdowns, but how is it impacting your offense in the long run? I mean, really the system is supposed to be 70-30, 70-30, not in it's starting to get up close to like it's I ain't gonna say it's 50-50, but good grief. If you want to put Taysom on the field, use him. There's all kind of places you can use him as a wide receiver, as a tight end. Right now, you can use him as a wide receiver. You might need help there. You can use him as a tight end. You can use help right there. I've seen Taysom Hill being used as a fullback blocking for Alvin Kamara one down. I said, what the hell is this? Like, what the hell is this? Why is Taysom Hill out there as a fullback? What the hell, man? But it's just like, listen, bro, you got to cut this out. We need people. You got a fullback in there that's better than Taysom Hill at doing that. Use that fullback, Adam Armah. He's active. Use him. So, like I said, we have to get some sense here and really, we got to get some sense in this thing, man. We really do, because you can't keep running Alvin Kamara naked. And he was running angry for a purpose, man. It's like, listen, you mean to tell me I'm going to get 20-something carries, over 100-something odd yards? You mean to tell me I ain't going to get no touchdowns? I do all that work and get us to the red zone. You're going to put Taysom Hill on a predictable play, whether he scores or not. Think about the implications of that. I'm just saying, we can include Taysom Hill in several different ways. We can't put him in front of Alvin Kamara or take Alvin off the field for Taysom. Don't we have a running back that can do that job, or fullbacks that can do that job? I'm just saying, man, that impacts you. You're going to have to find a way to do it where it don't. What I'm saying is, for the family members that don't understand what I'm saying, is that we're going to have to use Taysom Hill in a way where it does not impact what's going on with Jameis, if Jameis is in the rhythm. If Jameis is struggling, I hear what you're saying on that. But if Jameis is in the rhythm, you can't disrupt the rhythm of what he's doing by taking him in and out with Taysom Hill. Come on, man. We got to figure out something with this, because that's not going to work. Because remember, Drew Brees didn't have to deal with that in the many years. For 10-something odd years, he got done that on the back end of the years because his arm strength started diminishing, and they want to implement Taysom as a way to throw the deep ball. Well, we don't need him to throw the deep ball no more. So can we find another usage for Taysom where he's not in the way of Jameis's development as a starting quarterback? Good question. These are the questions that our reporter friends need to learn and start asking, because that's what we really want to know. Anyway, let's finish up this article, fam, as we get going. New Orleans Saints presently is missing 2019 NFL Offensive Player of the Year Mike Thomas, its best receiver. Traquan Smith is second most experienced receiver. David Onyemata is best defensive tackle and arguably the best defensive lineman. Will Lutz, a Pro Bowl kicker. Quan Alexander, a starting linebacker. Teron Armstead, a Pro Bowl left tackle. Eric McCoy, a starting center. And Marcus Davenport, the starting right defensive end, among others. And, of course, this is what Coach Payton says. He says, I think you get an early feel, and yet there are so many things right now that we're in a hurry in a race with a sense of urgency to improve. And we're in the midst of doing that. We're 2-2. We're overall handled the turnover takeaway fairly well, plus 5 with 8 takeaways and 3 turnovers. There's numbers that we have to be better at. Our third down, 44.7%, 6th best in the league. Our red zone numbers are 11 and 12, second best, are solid. Our overall explosives aren't where we want them offensively, defensively. Last week, all of a sudden, there's a series of chunk plays, and your passing statistics go. It's about understanding how to win each game. But I wouldn't say at week 4, I'm kind of seeing our team that way. He says, I'm kind of seeing our team the way I see it. I see a lot of players coming back at some point and slowly being integrated back into the lineup. In the meantime, the guys that you're currently playing, we're counting on to do well and play well. So, of course, they talk about creating space. They talk about the Rojas thing. We'll cover this momentarily. As Aldrick Rosas was released Tuesday, paving the way for New Orleans to sign Cody Parkey. We'll cover that momentarily. And, of course, Coach Payton said he's been steady. Payton said Parkey, his numbers have been good. Just go back through, and it's relative, its consistency and its accuracy. Overall, it's kind of a result-oriented business where you're wanting to get a certain percentage of made tries within the distance you feel guys feel like you're comfortable with relative to leg strength. He's a veteran player. He's a guy with, I think, poise. I think he's mentally tough, and we're looking forward to having him. So Rosas out, and then of course Parkey in, and we'll cover that momentarily. But but you see the kicking issues last week, not trusting in Rosas on a 40-something, whatever it was, attempt, but getting him out there for 58 yards was a head scratcher. A lot of people, I think Tori sent me something. Thank you, Tori and Kev, for your links, and the rest of the family members that have been sending me stuff to listen to. But don't you feel more and more family? Y'all been listening to the Coma for a while now. Don't you starting to hear most of these people starting to sound like the Sports Coma? You know what I'm saying? You remember that? Man, I keep hearing it to myself saying over and over again that, man, these people starting to sound more and more like the Sports Coma. They wasn't talking like that up until a couple of years ago. You get upset, start talking real, they tell you they won't push your ass into a fanatic mindset. I told man, I ain't no damn fanatic. I'm not a fanatic for anybody or anything at all. If you supporting it and you're empowering it and you're putting money into it, you have control over it. So ain't no reason to fanaticize or be a fanatic about anything. I mean, my reality, and plus I don't like the mindset of a fanatic. You can't critically talk or reason with a fanatical mind. I mean, they only have one thing, and they cultivate fanaticism or fanatic mind because that's the people ain't thinking about shit. Whatever the team say they're gonna go with. What kind of shit is that? No, man, hell no. I don't believe in that, and I'm not pushing that. That's what the Great Saint Think Tank is about. It's called the Great Saint Think Tank because we use this more for than putting a hat on top of it. And we starting to whip that fanatic mindset all across the world, fam. We really are. When you keep it real and you talking real, man, and you getting them to reason and bringing that shit into sports, I'm telling you, it makes a world of difference. Because they can't use that as a weapon to say, we winning. I'm like, hold on. You telling me each year it's about Super Bowls, but you ain't winning no Super Bowls. I'm going to hold you to what you telling me, to hold me to. You see what I'm saying? I'm not putting nothing on you that you didn't say that you was trying to do. So I'm not being fair. I am being fair by holding you up to what you said you was trying to shoot for. So when you fall short, am I not supposed to call you out on what you said you was going to do? Why'd you fall short? And are your excuses valid? Or if they're just, or are they just excuses? Many times they're just excuses. And more than likely, you're going to tear them up. But I find myself listening more and more from things that people send me. And I'm saying these people sounding more and more like the Sports Coma every day. And I keep telling people we have an effect because when you start talking and you keep it real, that stuff flows and it touches people in a certain way. It's just what it is. But anyway, it really is, man. All on the commercial stations trying to keep it real. Where did this come from? Okay, we was a part of the movement, man, for real, because we was pushing heavy-handed on it, man. I'm telling you the God's honest truth. All right, fam, let's get into the injury report right here, fam, on the stream right here. And this is today's injury report right here. New Orleans Saints injury report. 3 New Orleans Saints players were listed on Wednesday's injury report for the team's Week 5 game against the Washington football team, the New Orleans Saints. Here they go. As you can see, the list is shrinking, family. Only 2 real people on there. That's Eric McCoy and Teron Armstead. Eric's dealing with a calf. Brother Teron's with an elbow. Both of those with DMP. Something telling me, word on the street is Eric McCoy is getting very close to coming back. Marshawn Lattimore is on there with a hand, but he fully practiced. He is getting on the plus side of that thing. All right. Washington football team, they're dealing with all kind of stuff, man. They're looking like us 2 weeks ago. Tight end Logan Thomas has a hamstring issue, and he was placed on injury reserve on Wednesday, on today. So he's placed on the IR, Logan Thomas, which is a good weapon for him. Guard Brandon Striff is out, DMP'd. Well, he has a knee. He did not practice. Wide receiver De'Ami Brown is DMP. Wide receiver Carl Sims with a hamstring, DMP. Linebacker Cole Holcomb, shoulder, DMP. Running back Antonio Gibson, who's a hell of a running back, by the way, shin, DMP. Explosive wide receiver Curtis Samuel, groin, DMP. Defensive tackle Jonathan Allen, a pretty good one, knee, limited. Safety DeShazer Everett, knee, limited. Defensive tackle Matt Leonidas, knee, limited. J.D. McKissick, another running back, ankle, limited. Defensive tackle Jones Smith Williams, toe, limited. Cornerback Benjamin St. Just, knee, limited. So they have a lot of stuff going on with the Washington football team, man. And like I said, tomorrow we will preview this game tomorrow. I'm not game. Yeah, we will preview it tomorrow with Louis T from the Washington football team's best independent podcaster, man. We'll cover it. We'll talk Saints and Washington football team. I try not to call them the Redskins. Man, you be calling that for years, the football team. Man, that's like crazy to me. They still ain't got a name. I'm gonna ask them about that. Anyway, let's keep it going, man. It's another news item to talk about here is about also the fact that we are going to miss out on this. This comes from the Saints Wire. Saints try out running backs with Tony Jones facing 3 to 4 week absence. Of course, this is an article we'll cover here. Bad news: Tony was carted off in the loss to the Giants. So not only did we lose the matchup, but we lost Tony Jones, a really good young running back. I'm so sad that we lost him, but we're going to lose him for 3 or 4 weeks, and he'll be back before the season. And so that's a good note. As per dropped by Mr. Sigler. We haven't learned many specifics about the ankle injury of Tony Jones Jr. suffered against the Giants, but Adam Schefter reported Tuesday afternoon that the Saints' backup running back is facing an absence of 3 to 4 weeks while recovering. While New Orleans could get by with Elvin Kamara and Dwayne Washington in the pinch, that prompted the team to bring in a group of 5 free agents for workouts while searching for a third runner. Now, let me add this to it because we are offensive. We are imaginative over here. And the reality is you do have several running backs on your team that's not listed as running backs. You have Ty Montgomery, who actually had a pretty decent affair against the Giants last Sunday. And, of course, you can add Taysom Hill in the mix like they've been doing. So Ty Montgomery and Taysom could come over, and you also have the uses of Dwayne Washington. You also could use the fullback, Adam Armah, as well. So the Saints do have people on the team that they can actually use. But there's more news to go over as well in this article, which touches on it. Now, what the Saints did do is they brought in, while searching for a third runner, Raquel Armstead. Armstead's 24, a fifth-round pick by the Jaguars in 2019, and has appeared in 16 games in the NFL, all with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's logging 35 rushing attempts for 108 yards. He averages 3.1 yards per carry while catching 14 of 24 targets for another 144 yards, scoring 2 touchdown receptions. He's a good but not great athlete with relative score of 7.74. They also brought in Brian Hill, 25, and appeared in 45 games since being selected in the 5th round of the 2017 NFL draft. All 6 of them with Atlanta. Y'all remember Brian Hill was a pretty decent running back. His heaviest workload came in 2020 when he ran 100 times for 465, averaged 4.65 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown, also catching 25 or 30 targets for 199. Through there, he's a similar solid athlete there. And then, of course, Duke Johnson. Remember, Duke used to play for Cleveland. 28 might be the biggest name on the list. He spent most of his NFL career with the Browns, who drafted him in the 3rd round of 2015 until he joined the Texans in 2019. He totaled 299 carries for 1286, 4.3 yards per carry with 8 scoring runs while catching an impressive 307 passes or 400 targets, putting up 2,829 receiving yards and a dozen touchdown grabs. He's the most modest athlete than his peers, but still plenty good. And then, of course, Lamar Miller, y'all remember him. Lamar Miller, 30, was an elite athlete when came out of Miami. He had a lot of injury problems that kind of stifled him. Posting, you see a RS rating of 9.38. He went on to log 1,354 rushing attempts, to gain 5,864 yards, which is 4.3 yards per carry, and scored 32 touchdown runs for the Dolphins. And the Houston Texans also created 211 receptions on 273 targets for another 1,571 receiving yards and 8 more touchdown catches. But he only saw 2 receptions for 6 yards in 1 game with the Chicago Bears last year. Ito, remember Ito? My personal favorite, his personal favorite, Southern Miss to the top. Smith is a 26-year-old veteran who played in 35 games with the Falcons, who annoyingly drafted him in the 4th round in 2018. He's seen 175 carries for 689, which is almost 4 yards per carry, a half a dozen touchdowns runs while going 55 of 72 as a receiver, gained 314 yards through the air. Unfortunately, for my personal rooting interest, he has the least productive as an athlete. So the Saints did bring in several backs to actually try to see what they can do here. Very good running backs that they brought in, trying to deal with it. As the Saints, the goal is to have 4 active running backs on the team. Now, we know Dwayne Washington is the last back on the team, but he got a few carries in the matchup. Now, his style reminds me a bit of a Latavius Murray type. He's a north-south one-cut runner who is very tough. He'll run over your ass. Not much is catching the ball out the backfield. It's not his big strength, but he's gotten better at that. But the Saints are attempting to bring in running backs to kind of share that load. And Coach Payton would be wise to do that because, remember, that's how we're going to do what we need to do to keep moving this thing along. Now, let's go into – hold on. Let me make sure I got this set up here where I go back to this article. Just give me just a second, family, because we cover this. Now, we know the Saints did sign one of my favorite running backs and brought him on to the team, and we'll cover that as well. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to put that on the screen. Here we go right here. And with all the tryouts, they did make some signings in this, and they signed our guy, Devani Zigbo. You guys remember Devani Zigbo? Put one in the chat if you remember Devani Zigbo. Put one in the chat if you remember Devani Zigbo. Now, this guy was terrific for the black and gold when he played in preseason. Of course, it wasn't a fair cut. He had one thing where he shined in the camp, and then all of a sudden he had one situation that occurred. Coach Payton put him on the street, but that was a weird preseason period. It's like, okay, you had guys that didn't deserve to make the team that made the team. And then you had guys that bust their ass that didn't make the team. And I was like, what is this? What is this? What the hell is this? But it happens. It happened this past preseason. Sometimes, even though a guy will perform better than another guy, the coach will have a preference for the other guy who didn't do a damn thing. But one guy will step up and show out. It happens. We've seen that happen all the time. Thank you, Carlton. Appreciate Carlton becoming a YouTube member. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you, brother Carlton. Much love, fam. Appreciate you. All right. Big ups to the rest of the family members in here. Much love to the fam, man. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Quincy, John, Trey, 504 Cole, Derek, Darcy, Ramsey Wars, Scoob, my boy, and Scoob in the building. Much love, brother Scoob. Let's see, Patrick, Wallace, Tramal, Rush Hour, Torrey, Haven, all the family members, Trey, Joseph, all y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. T Dirty in this thing, man. Much love to y'all. I didn't go through my regular spiel when I give everybody a shout out. I was trying to get into the stuff, and I'm watching the Pelicans right now at halftime. They're beating them 52-51. So I'm kind of double doing two things at once to get ready for the Pelican post-game report that'll be later on. Okay, so let's keep this thing moving. Now, this is the thing. Devani Zigbo, man, really big, really happy to see him come back. And Coach Payton's bringing, it's a feel like, okay, we screwed up with Kenny Stills. Kenny Stills should have never left the building. Kenny Stills is back in the building. Then you see Malcolm Jenkins of years prior, and Coach Payton said we made a mistake with Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins is back in the building. So if you go back in the recent memory, in your recent Saints collective, you remember that they had players that we should have never let out of here, and guys that we thought were good, but we cut them too soon to see. One of those guys was Natrell Jamerson. Remember him? Now history will tell a different story now because we let Natrell Jamerson, we got rid of him and said this guy's no good and released him early on. Then brought Jamerson back this preseason. He didn't look good, so the Saints put him on the street. So, like I said, that was justified because he went somewhere else. He didn't develop as far as what we wanted, and we put him in the street, even though to be a member in our secondary, you had to be playing high ball because our secondary is deep, to be honest with you. So maybe in another year, he probably would have made the team. But what were we packing in the secondary? Ain't no way in the world he gonna make the team. But the Saints did fix a few things and they brought Bryce Thompson back, the young safety who was playing pretty good. Remember him? They brought Bryce Thompson back, added him to the team. So it's good to see that happen. And of course, Devani Zigbo was one of those people. I was like, what the hell? But having Zigbo back, I'm really happy to see him back on the team. The Saints signed him off the practice squad from the Jaguars, which means he's on the active roster. Aaron Wilson on the scoop says New Orleans Saints are signing running back. Well, they have signed Devani Zigbo off the Jacksonville practice squad to their active roster, pending the physical, according to league source. Former undrafted free agent from Nebraska signed with the Saints originally in 2019. The Saints needed another running back, and now they've got one. Houston beat writer Aaron Wilson on the punch, and Scoop says first reported Tuesday evening that the Saints plan to poach Devani Zigbo from the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, that was interesting, to be honest with you. And let's see here. Hold on here just a second. All right. Hold on. Just give me just a second, fam. All right, just a second. All right, New Orleans need another running back, and they've got one. So some fans remember Ozigbo from 2019 preseason when he signed with the Saints as an undrafted rookie out of Nebraska. He performed well in all phases as a runner, receiver, and even as pass protection, but was buried on the Saints depth chart behind Kamara, Murray, and special teams ace Dwayne Washington. Since joining Jacksonville, he languished. Let's see. Hold on. I lost my here we go. Behind a strong backfield built around James Robinson until his preseason injury, first round draft pick Travis Etienne. Now 25 years old, which is 22 NFL touches to his name, 10 carries for 28 rushing yards, which means he don't have no wear and tear on him. Ozigbo offers a nice injection of athleticism to the position. Love how the kid runs. He runs really fluid, smooth, not irky jerky, but quick, sharp, razor sharp cuts. You know, when he does stuff. And then he got power and he got that receiver back type thing going. He got another level or two with his running, very quick, elusive style, good eyes. This kid is good. I've always liked what he brought to the team. As for what it led the Saints to pick this promising number 2 running back, Tony Jones Jr. was cut down by ankle injury, and Sunday's loss to the Giants opened up a hole in the rotation with just Kamara and Washington under contract. The Saints auditioned the 5 best available free agents. We just covered that. He'll have an opportunity to play right away with Jones out of action the next 3 or 4 weeks, and considering the toxic situation brewing in Jacksonville, he's probably eager to embrace a change of scenery. So Devine Ozigbo is with the team as well. The Saints bringing him in here. And they also added another running back as well to the practice squad. So, man, it was really good to see Devine Ozigbo back. And like I said, he's on the active roster, baby. So that'll be good news right there as well for Devine Ozigbo. Also, let's keep the ball rolling on our final point right here, fam. And we'll cover, hold on here. Where's the article? Right here from our friends at the Canal Street Chronicles, always dropping the good science with their articles. Florida Leaf Links, the Saints signed a new kicker. Cody Parkey, baby, is a member of the Black and Gold Saints Rosas in the win. But it's one of those things now where, you know, with him going, that is what it's going to be. And a lot of people are like, yeah, good grief. But if we knew Coach Payton was going to take Rosas and put him on the street, that should have been done the game before. But that's kind of like, okay, that's kind of really like common sense. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, fam? That's really like common sense to see that kind of thing happen. But the reality is it happened. So I'm just grateful that it is. Saints put Rosas on the street, signed Cody Parker. Now the Saints have released Rosas after a disappointing stint with the team after multiple missed field goal attempts and most recently a 58-yard attempt. The team has moved on. Rosas missed 3 field goals in the past 2 weeks. After the release of Rosas, they have signed kicker Cody Parkey after a tryout. Today with the team, with Pro Bowl kicker Will Lutz still on IR, they have found their new kicker in Parkey. The earliest Will Lutz could have come back on his timeline was this week, but the team decided to wait. We could see him return after the bye week, along with many other players he's considered week to week. Now, Parkey was most recently with the Cleveland Browns during the 2020 season. He is the most famously known for the double doink field goal attempt in 2018 NFL playoffs for the Chicago Bears. So Cody is a member of the Black and Gold team, and we'll see how he looks moving ahead. So this is very intriguing for the Black and Gold. A lot of moves made on Wednesday, trying to get the team turned around in the right direction. So, man, I tell you, boy, as a Black and Gold man, bro, I tell you, we as a team, we got a lot, man. We got a lot to do here to fix this and turn this stuff around. Let me give you some information about this other guy that we just signed to, family. The other wide running back we signed, Raquel Armstead, signed with the Saints. And this is the other move we talked about to the practice squad for Tony Jones, as Tony Jones was put on the IR. So for those who didn't know, we just covered a lot of that. But Wednesday's update to the daily transaction wires confirmed some movement at the running back position, which promising second-year pro Tony Jones going to the injury reserve to open up a roster spot for his fill-in Devine Ozigbo, who the New Orleans Saints are signing from Jacksonville practice squad. Jones will be first eligible to return after Week 7 game with Seattle, but he could miss more time the Saints have taken whatever. But there's another ex-Jaguar running back joining the team, Raquel Armstead, a 5th-round pick by Jacksonville, who signed with the team's practice squad. Armstead was a part of the group trial alongside with other free agents. We covered that. So he must have looked the best of the bunch or been most agreeable to a spot on the practice squad rather than a 53-man roster. Now, 24 years old, Armstead had a big part in Jacksonville's backfield with 35 carries, 14 receptions for a combined 252 scrimmage yards, 108 rushing, 144 receiving in his brief NFL career. For the curious analytic enthusiast, he posted a respectable 7.74 relative athletic score coming out of Temple, which lines up with the Saints' own in-house preferences. Still, he's probably only here as another level of depth behind Kamara, Washington, and Zigbo on the roster. As you can see, the moral of the story, the Saints are getting these athletic running backs who can not only run the ball like very similar skill sets to Alvin Kamara. Not exactly Alvin Kamara, because we know you're not going to find them as good as he. But these guys can do similar things. There are guys that can catch the ball out the backfield. There are guys that run with a head of steam. Both these guys are tough runners. What Devontae Zigbo brings you in the game. So it's going to be encouraging to watch these guys do what we got to do this. That's right, Slim. That's right. They signed Cody Parkey, the double doinker. That's right, man. We just grasping for straws at this point, man. All right, fam, give me just a second here, man. I'm trying to send something for a esteemed guest to pop in, a surprise guest for the show to pop in here. So just give me just a second, fam. Trying to send this link just a second. Let's see. All right, so yeah. So we're gonna have a guest pop in here momentarily to talk to the Who Dat Nation. So while that's going on, let me give a shout out to all of the great Saint Think Tank family members in the live stream. Wallace says Q. He says, don't you think Sean Payton let Jameis Winston start throwing the football more? Don't you think? Well, he is throwing the football more. I think the issue is like allowing him to just continue to do what he do. Not letting Taysom Hill get in the way. You know what I'm saying? And stifle, because this is a real thing. This is a real thing. Messing up. If he's flowing, don't put Taysom in as a quarterback. Use him as a running back, a tight end, whatever you got to do. Just don't mess up the rhythm of what Jameis got. You know what I'm saying? We got to remember that's a real thing. You can break rhythm. And we've seen that all the time. And we got to be mindful of that. I think that's a point. We've seen that happen. Like it just went crazy. It's just like he went cold. Like he just lost his rhythm. I was like, look at his body. It was totally different. I'm like, man, we can't let that happen. We got to think about that. But thank you. I think he is letting them get involved. But boy, does he love Taysom Hill, man. All right. Tell him I said, hey, Jerry. Much love to brother CB over there and the rest of the family putting in work. All right. Let me see who else we had. I just thought I seen somebody just threw one comment at me about something. Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. A little True. What's up, True? Say how you feel about Gilmore being available after the Patriots cut him in. Do you feel the Saints could try to bring him in? It's a money issue. Gilmore, we got Bradley Roby. We committed to Bradley Roby. The Carolina Panthers have a lot more money than us. And they gave him a 6th-round pick to get 31-year-old Stephen Gilmore there, and they just got CJ Henderson there. Carolina's trying to do some stuff, man. They know that, they feet in the fire right now, and they got to get this thing going. So I'm not mad at them with trying to build that secondary, man, but they're going to be formidable, man, to be honest with you. They're going to be formidable. So with that being said, I'm going to bring in a special guest right here, family. So y'all prepare yourselves for the general himself. General Fist returns glorious after a Giants win over the Saints. Fist, welcome to the stream, bro.
Ah, man. I got to tell you, that Saints pack hit different. Different. We still smoking that around these Giants parts. We still got that Saints pack in the air. You know what I'm saying? That Saints Kush, it hit the lungs. It hit different. We even blowing out gold smoke. All right, it feel good. You know what I'm saying? Now, I came on here last week, and I had nothing but slander and disrespect thrown my way. Oh, we going to win 50-10. Oh, the Saints is going to blow y'all out. It's in the dome. We fresh off Hurricane Ida and all this other stuff. And I said, did I not tell you? The division opponents know how Danny Dimes get. It's you people who don't play him every time, who don't realize how good he is till you see him up close and personal. I told you the boy ain't no bump. Y'all took him for granted. I told you Andrew Thomas was one of the best left tackles in the planet, and that pass rush can get negated on his side. I told you these things. I said we weren't going to stop Kamara, but we would contain him in the pass game. I said these things. Callaway, Harris, what other randoms you got out there running routes weren't going to do but so much damage. I told you it was going to be a close game going into the fourth quarter, and Danny Dimes would get busy. These were words that were spoken from the mouth of Big Fisk. It's not my fault y'all chose to ignore him. So now y'all got to hold this L. It wouldn't hurt this bad if y'all listened to me last week. It really wouldn't hurt this bad.
Fist, I don't know what to say, bro. You got you've been holding that one in all week.
Oh yeah. Y'all was doing the most. Y'all was too cocky. Way too cocky.
That wasn't cocky, Fisk. That wasn't cocky, bro. We just know the squad. You know what? Congratulations to the Giants, man. The Giants. Look, how about that offensive line, Fisk? That patchwork offensive line held pretty good up to protect Jones, as the Saints didn't register any sacks. But y'all didn't get any sacks on us. But that offensive line, a lot of people were anticipating them to play as well as they did against the Saints pass rush.
Well, here's the deal. All right. At the end of the day, and I tell my subscribers this because the Giants have an old school fan base, a lot of old school guys. So they're hog molly guys. It's all about the offensive line. I've been telling them for a year now, as long as Andrew Thomas is great and whoever we got at right tackle is comparable, everything else will fall in place. And if you look at it, the guys we have on the offensive line, like our center was just blocking for Lamar Jackson a year ago. You know, we got a first round draft pick, the Billy guy from Cincinnati. He was just drafted in the first round 2 years ago. So it's a patchwork line, but they're not scrubs. They got talent. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just pick people up off the streets, you know. They're serviceable. And Nate Solder's still one of he used to be the highest paid tackle in the league, but you know, we eyed out there. We not the greatest, but you know, the offensive line, we get it done. We get it done.
Well, bro, y'all got it done, bro. Y'all, what's this? The record now 1-3 came in there. It was a big win for the Giants to come into the Saints building against everything was going on and basically stole the win on the back end of the game. Saquon Barkley's touchdown behind the Saints defense. Quick strike, real quick. We couldn't get to Danny Dimes. We couldn't put him on the ground. We didn't blitz him enough. Real soft defensive game plan by our coordinator. In this, I wanted him to smack Jones often and give him the deer in the headlights. We let him get way too comfortable back there, and he did some stuff to the defense that came out with the win. Came from 11 down to tie the game and then ultimately to win the game. So in overtime, beating the Saints defense, which some, including myself, considered a top 5, top 10 defense. Marched down the field, scored, took the win in OT. We marched out of the building. That was a big statement win for the Giants. Let me ask you this, Fist. What about Kadarius Toney, man? Kadarius Toney is quite the wide receiver, man. Seeing him in there, quick, fast, tough. When they put him in the game, he made some plays, bro. Talk to me about Kadarius.
Kadarius, listen, let me tell you something. This kid is special. All right, now, a lot of people, how do I say this? Kadarius is one of those players that when you watch his tape from Florida, it's like, whoo, if he could do that in the NFL, he's going to be a problem. It was one of those things where I'm not going to lie to you. When we drafted Kadarius Toney over Rashad Bateman, I was like, what the hell? But then when I look at this Florida tape, I'm like, okay, we got Galladay out there. He's the perfect complement to Galladay. You run Kadarius in the slot, you run him under them underneath routes. He takes a 5-yard route like he did against y'all, turns it into like a 18-yard first down. Mm-hmm. So it's like he's so explosive and quick with the ball. He's gonna make somebody miss every time. He's like a Dante Hall, he's like a real running back playing receiver. Like he gets busy with the ball. He's so electric. I love him.
Yeah, they got something with that kid, man. And like I said, Giants have a lot of weapons that were disjointed. They needed a quality win against a good foe. They got it. And listen, even though I don't like it one rotten bit, but I also realize when another team win, you got to eat the crow. Giants beat the Saints in their building. A lot of people said it wasn't going to happen, including myself. Saints had the game in hand by double digits and went to sleep. And the Giants said, y'all going to sleep? And then, of course, remember what Jabril Pepper said with the coin toss against Malcolm Jenkins before overtime? We was heads, and then we going to win, and then they went and won. Now, Malcolm Jenkins Malcolm should have shot it back, and I know that ain't his persona. Shot it back. Y'all ain't going to win a damn thing, or something. I would have said, you ain't winning that. Whatever. No, this is all about intensity. But the Giants went in there and got the win. Boy, I'm so upset about that, but it is what it is. Congratulations, General Fitz.
There's a lot of talent on that. You really shouldn't be upset. We're that good. Now, let me explain something to you. I'm not capping. We should have been 3-1 going into that game. I mean, 2-1. We should have beat Atlanta. We should have beat Washington. We're a Darius Slayton drop and a Adoree Jackson drop from having 2 victories. So going into the game, I told you this last week. We're not a normal 1-2 team. I mean, 0-3 team. We got a lot of talent out there, and this is what I try and tell Giants fans. And this ain't me being cocky or arrogant. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Giants are spending like we kind of win a Super Bowl. $72 million on Galladay. Then we got 2 $50 million corners, a $30 million safety, and we got the highest paid defensive lineman in the league. Our middle linebacker who got hurt, he getting $15 million a year. There's a lot of money being spent on this team. So it's not like the Giants are just some run-of-the-mill team who's just happy to be there. No, we came into this to this regular season with expectations. This ain't the Giants of 2 years ago. It's a lot of money we spent out there. We have no cap space. We looking like y'all right now with the cap space. It's bad. So it's like when I tell people the Giants have a great roster, I'm not joking. The Giants spent a lot of money. We went out, bought Kyle Rudolph. You know what I'm saying? We still got Saquon Barkley. We spent the first-round pick on Kadarius Toney. Shepard is the highest-paid slot receiver in the league besides Keenan Allen. This is a high-priced roster. This isn't some roster full of young kids like the Cincinnati Bengals or something like that. This is a team that's ready to win and is tired of losing. Our coaching staff just been doing dumb stuff, and then Adoree Jackson could drop the pick versus Matt Ryan. That's a victory. Darius Slayton is open in the back of the end zone. He drops the ball versus Washington. That's a victory. The Giants in reality should be 3-1 right now. This is not a bad football club. We're just an unlucky football club. It's like going into the game versus Dallas. I'm like, please, we got more talent than they do. Come on, really? Like the Diggs kid and Mekhi Parsons, they're being overrated to the 10th degree because they play for the Cowboys. It's plain and simple. If that wasn't the Cowboys, if that was a regular team like, I don't know, the Bills, or that was like, I don't know, like the Chargers or something, like a regular football team, we wouldn't be bigging them up like that. But the truth of the matter is we got the better quarterback. We got the better wide receiving core right now. And we got the better running back. When's the last time Zeke made a play as explosive as Saquon did to y'all on Sunday? They be begging for Pollard out there. Every time Zeke only get 10 yards, they say, where Pollard at? Am I lying?
Yeah, you ain't lying. Yeah, Pollard, he got the glow right now. But Zeke had a few good plays I seen for the Cowboys. I seen that. But let me ask you this, Fist, about the NFC. Slims, one of the family members, Great Saint Think Tank family members, is asking the question: where the G-men finishing in the NFC East?
Oh, we'll win that division.
We're
the best team in that division. We were the best team from day one. We're going to be the best because you know why? Listen, man, y'all not in our division. Y'all know how this works. Okay, y'all got the Falcons. All right, look at the Cowboys like the Falcons. Okay, what can go wrong will go wrong. In the back of y'all mind, y'all know the Falcons gonna find a way to mess it up. That's the Cowboys. What can go wrong will go wrong with the Cowboys. We just gonna sit back and wait, and we're gonna watch. And when they start messing up, the Giants will execute. Because once the Giants get past this little stretch of the next 5 weeks, our schedule eases up. We get the Bears, we get Philly twice, we get Washington. Our schedule will get real easy come November, December.
Well, I tell you what, bro. I wish you the much love and success headed forward with the Giants, man. This was a great win, bro. To be honest with you, came from behind, man, and won it in overtime, double digits, and won in the tough building to win, man. Very good win for the Giants, bro. So congratulations to the Giants and General Fist as they're 1-3, the Saints are 2-2. And he said they'll win the NFC. So some kind of way we probably see the Giants in the playoffs down the line. So
And remember, that's the second time he did it to Jameis. His first start of his career, he had an 18-point comeback versus Jameis. You know, he living rent. How my man Joel Embiid said, rent free. Yeah. Jameis know what time it is.
Come on,
you see
Fist.
Daniel Jones. He know
Come
the
on,
vibes.
Fist. That was not on. That totally wasn't on Jameis Winston. You just rubbing it in now.
Ain't nobody tell Sean Payton to get cute, put in Taysom Hill, throw that ball. Anybody tell Sean Payton to get cute like that. Nobody told him to do that. Ain't nobody tell him to have Taysom Hill throw that little watermelon down the field and let Bradbury pick it. Ain't nobody tell him to let Taysom do that. That ain't our fault.
As you can see, Fist is a very humble winner, man. We appreciate the general.
If I didn't love y'all, it'd be 10 times worse. If I ain't love the Saints, this would be 10 times worse. I'm very tame right now, believe it or not. I'm very tame. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Fist, bro, much love to you, man. I appreciate you stopping by, bro. After that, man, and of course, this was the thing. The family members said, listen, when Fist came on for the preview last week, it was like, man, after the game, bring this guy back and hear what he got to say. Well, guess what? The Saints didn't represent. The Giants did. Fist is in the building. And right now, he got the good bread with the great poupon. He doing it big right now. So what can I say? We got to eat that L this week, and we got to get back on par against the Washington football
Y'all better
team.
beat them. Don't lose to Washington. Do me that favor. Please don't lose to Washington. Please. Pretty please don't lose to Washington.
Well, a win helps the Giants out in standings anyway, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Please win that game.
All right. So there go to General. Listen, General, appreciate you.
No problem.
General, go ahead and throw out your platform, my brother. Let them know where you are.
Oh yeah. Just type in Fist Vegas on YouTube. Subscribe to all my channels. I put out great content on all my channels. On Twitter, I'm at Bully Fisk, and on Instagram, I'm just at Fist Vegas. So you know what I'm saying? We got Fist Vegas Blue, we got Fist Vegas Archive channel for the old stuff, Fist Vegas Gold for the Laker content, and Fist Vegas Sports for everything else. So go ahead, hit that sub button, join this Fist Unit army, and get Fist Unit tough. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Appreciate you, brother Fist. Much love to you, my brother. And I'm going to holler at you a little later on, bro, down the line. Good luck against the Cowboys. That's who you got next, right?
Yeah.
So you better make sure y'all win that contest, because we should handle business against our squad, against the football team, the team with no name.
Yeah, we both gonna have a good Sunday, then. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, Fist. Much love and peace to you, my brother.
All right, peace out, man.
All right, that's the general right there, man. Brother Fist chiming in the show, so much love to him. And like that, Fist kept it real, man. We asked the brother to come back after the Saints game, and he was a man of his word. He came back in. Unfortunately, the Saints just didn't get the W. Oh man. See, this is what I got. See, this is what I go through. See, the Saints didn't get their check. They ain't worried about shit. They get their check, they straight. Oh my God, I gotta hear all of it. All right, so with that being said, look, fam, we're gonna pop out on that. Much love to the family members. I appreciate y'all. If you love the platform, you like what we're doing, please feel free to support us at patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. That's patreon.com/the Pro Media Network, or become a YouTube member. As a result, you get access to, as a Patreon member, you get access to On Cue with Big Q, just like YouTube members do. But with Patreon, there's an extra additive. You get content. Our locked news show called On Cue with Big Q, which is a news show that we do only on Patreon. You'll have access to that show, and we do those shows, maybe twice a month or something like that. Very heavy-handed information on there, a very awakening. But you can feel free to pop in there and support the platform by going to patreon.com/the Pro Media Network, or becoming a YouTube member. You get access to a lot of that locked content. Also, just to let the family members know, that we got for all of our Jameis lovers to kind of get support going for Jameis Winston. We do have a tee that's available for Jameis Winston. Yes, we do. It's called hashtag Team Jameis, and you can feel free to get one by simply going to our community page. And they come in several different colors, not just the colors that you see, but they're in several different colors. Let me put them up on the screen. We're going to also release some Pelican gear as well coming up before the end of this week. We've been working on it. Getting, like I said, man, I'll be doing so much stuff. But let me put the gear up here so that you can see the gear right here. And that's the Jameis Winston, hashtag Jameis, Team Jameis shirt. And it comes in white, black, several different colors, sizes, men and women. It's not just unisex. They actually have a male shirt and a female shirt designed for both people. They got different. It's a very high quality tee. Also, there's other gear that goes along with it, all kind of stuff, man. You all know how we do it. It's not just shirts and stuff like that. If you go to the pro shop, if you go to the community section and hit that link, it'll take you to, and you can get at least over a dozen different products with that design on it to support Jameis Winston. So if you like Jameis Winston and you want to support Jameis Winston or support the idea of Jameis, people supporting Jameis Winston as our quarterback, then feel free to get you one of those Team Jameis shirts that are available in the pro shop right now. Go to the community section of the page, and you can feel free to hit that link, and it'll take you right there, and you can see what's going on. All right, so with that said, family, listen, I'm going to pop out on that. Much love to y'all. I appreciate you. And the rest of the family members for you need a twin. Hey, listen, Team Crab Legs. Team Crab Legs. All right, I hear you, bro. I hear you, Keldrick. Team Crab Legs. All right, yeah, it's pretty sharp, man. I like it, man. Team Jameis. And like I said, if you go to the community section, hit that link. It'll show you all kind of different products with that design on. It's not just a shirt. It comes in long sleeve shirts. You know, it's about to get cold in a little bit. Long sleeve shirts and all kind of stuff. It's too much for me to kind of to say, but it's a lot of stuff. But anyway, with that being said, I'm later on tonight, family, will be doing the Pelican post game report as the Pelicans right now are at the 4 minutes left in the third quarter, are trailing by just 1.63 to 62 to the Orlando Tragic. So with that being said, I'm gonna finish watching this game, man. I hope y'all had a ball. I hope y'all had fun today. I love y'all and appreciate y'all. Remember, let's keep it let's keep it real with each other. Let's love each other. And above all, let's respect each other, baby. Let's have respect for each other because we are the Who Dat Nation, the best nation in this thing, man. And we going to do it together, baby. You know what I'm saying? One, and we all for one for all, baby. One for all, baby. One for all. So with that being said, I'm out and I'll see you later. Who Dat?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, Who Dat Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Say they gon' beat them, say who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them, say who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them, say who that?
The TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who Dat and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who Dat in all of us.
What's up, fam? This is Big Q from the Sports Coma. Much love to the family members. Appreciate y'all. The PRO Media Network is back at it again. Last year, we gave away several PS4s and games. So this year, we're raffling off a PS5. To enter for your chance to win, simply click the link below and fill out all the necessary information to be eligible. Sign up for the raffle. It's $25 to enter. You gain an opportunity to win a system, the PS5 system. Like I said, it's a one remote and everything in it that goes with the full system. These things are hard to come by. It could be yours. Into the raffle today, $25 get you in. There's also a deal when you buy more than one ticket that up your chances of winning. Jump in there. It also benefits the platform as well. So feel free to sign up for the first annual PS5 raffle from the Pro Media Network. Thank you for participating and much love. Big ups to you.